After the cancellation of a planned remake, a PS2 sequel, and the rough reception to Sedna, the Fear Effect franchise has been quiet for years. Hannah Sue Vachel never found the same long-term spotlight that another IDOS heroine, Lara Croft, enjoyed. Now, after all this time, Implicit Conversions has re-released Hannah's first adventure. Or second, if you consider Retro Helix as a prequel. Some fans will be happy to return to Fear Effect after so long, but my time with the game was difficult at best. That's not only because of the gameplay. Fear Effect has always been tough, so I walked in ready for that. My biggest issue was the poor resolution that defines this re-release. Since this was my first time playing any entry in the series, I came in ready for the strange, pulpy charm the franchise is known for. I expected a grounded action setup that mixes gunfights, puzzles, and sudden supernatural turns about the fate of the world. What I did not expect was how often the poor resolution got in the way of basic navigation. Fear Effect follows three mercenaries: Hannah, Royce Glass, a hot-headed former soldier with an on-and-off friendship with Hannah, and Jacob Deke Decourt, a cold-blooded Australian. They take on a job to rescue and ransom a runaway girl named Wei Ming. It's pretty clear early on that she ran away for a reason. Their search pulls them into a mess of criminals, zombies, and even demons. Between that chaos, Hannah and Glass struggle with their loyalty to each other and the sides forming around them. Fear Effect ranks as one of IDOS's hardest projects. Even with a short runtime, the game never gives you breathing space. If enemies aren't killing you, the traps likely will. You'll see plenty of the gruesome and sometimes darkly humorous game over sequences during your playtime. The health system is the fear meter. It drops when you take damage or fail puzzle solutions, as if the characters are overwhelmed by the tension around them. If the meter dips into red, one more hit kills whoever you're controlling. You can only raise it by solving puzzles, landing hits on enemies, or avoiding damage long enough for the meter to climb back into green. Despite its punishment, the system feels like a distinct idea. It fits the tone of the game, even when it causes frequent deaths. Some of the death scenes still caught me off guard. The game also features multiple endings. To earn some of them, you need to play on higher difficulties, which means getting very familiar with dying. Fear Effect's combat uses an aiming system. When you're close enough to an enemy, a small radar icon appears at the top of the screen. Pressing X fires your weapon. Stronger enemies can tank several hits, but if you find a duplicate gun, you can dual wield and increase your damage output. You can also dodge roll with R2, inspect objects with triangle, and open your inventory with square. Combat itself clicked pretty fast for me. The inventory did not. You must open the inventory every time you want to equip something. The game also loves to unequip your weapon after cutscenes or when entering a new area. More than once, I walked straight into a fight or boss encounter while still holding the wrong item. That moment of scrambling through the menu always put the fear meter at risk. Dying because I accidentally grabbed a walkie-talkie instead of a gun was a recurring headache. The knife works well for sneaking up on an enemy. One clean hit kills them instantly. If you get spotted, the knife might as well be decoration because enemies become too aggressive for it to matter. Later knife-wielding enemies make this even more obvious, since they rush you faster than you can react without a gun ready. Keyboard controls were also rough. I could barely walk around the first area. The game clearly expects a controller, and the entire experience becomes smoother once you switch to one. Nothing in the re-release's escape menu helps you improve the resolution. I checked several times. This caused problems in multiple sections because important paths were nearly invisible. Early in the game, Hannah is supposed to take an elevator further into the LAM building. I genuinely walked in circles because the background was so blurry that I couldn't see the elevator at all. The visuals only look cleaner when the game switches to motion video sequences, usually during boss encounters or end-of-level escape scenes. Those moments are clearer by default because they rely on a single path and constant movement. I understand this wasn't advertised as a remaster. Implicit likely wanted an accurate port, aside from the new menu addition. Even so, the lack of any resolution option hurts the experience. A little cleanup would have helped players avoid wandering around every room, hoping to bump into progress. Oddly, the save state thumbnails have far better resolution than the actual game. Seeing those clear images made me wish the entire re-release looked like that. Implicit added save states and an enhanced movement mode to help players who get stuck or frustrated. These additions are appreciated, especially for people who are new to the game's unforgiving structure. There are also several visual filters meant to mimic an old CRT TV. After trying all of them, I turned them off. They only made the blurry backgrounds worse. Type A looked the best, but even that didn't improve the experience enough to keep it on. Fear Effect is a short game for returning players, but newcomers like me will take longer. Even then, my time with it was rough. The story and characters weren't the issue, they still have charm. It was the constant strain from the poor resolution and the clunky inventory quirks that pushed against any enjoyment I tried to pull from the game. Walking through blurred environments and fighting against the interface ended up defining most of my experience. Noisy Pixel is giving Fear Effect a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.